5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A very warm good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pre-match show as now the series or the battle has come down to the shortest format of the game, that is T20. And now, from day after tomorrow, that is March 12th, both the teams will be fighting for the shortest format, that is the T20 series, and it will the battle of equals. You can say another heavyweight battle because currently England sitting at the top of the T20I rankings, whereas India is just below them at number 2 spot. And now, if India actually defeats England in the series by a margin of 4-1, India will dethrone England and will come to the top spot. Also, it can be a practice series before the T20 World Cup, which will actually take place in India later this year. Although 6 months, more than 6 months are there before the World Cup, yet it can be a trying and testing series for both the teams, where they can actually finalize and figure out what their 11 will be for the World Cup. So this series not only has the context for India v England series, but also it has a larger perspective for the World Cup as well. And the leadership has changed for England because in the limited overs, Owen Morgan is the captain, the World Cup winning captain, while Virat Kohli will lead India. So another spicy series because in the shortest format of the game, everyone knows how dangerous a side is England, and India is also not too far ahead. Now, for more of the analysis, I have my expert with me, Mr. Monty Panesar, joining in. So Paji is joining in, and as you all know, the Road Safety World Series is going on, a series of legends. So Sat Sri Akal, Paji, and Paji, am I audible? Sat Sri Akal, Paji. Paji, am I audible? Just having a check. Paji, am I audible? Am I audible, Paji? Just could not connect with Monty Paji. Again, I'll try. Paji, am I audible?
Yes, am I?
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So, Sat Sri Akal, Paji. And first of all, the way you bowled yesterday and led your team towards 6 run, a spicy game it was. So, starting with the game, Paji, how was being back on the field? You obviously played a game before the yesterday's game, but I just was having a chat with Shiri sir, who joins our show as well. So he said that Monty Paji was bowling equally better than if we combine Jack Leach, Dom Best, and Joe Root. So Paji, how was it being back on the field?
Yeah, it's been brilliant. I absolutely loved it. Just being back in India, playing again, bowling, and yeah, just happy that I'm bowling, like I used to. So yeah, it's a shame I'm not playing first class cricket because I want to play first class cricket and find a county and and even maybe get an opportunity to play, franchise cricket, and all of that. So yeah, definitely give it a go because yeah, it feels like the ball's coming out well.
Yeah, see, one of our viewers, Rohin Sharma, commented, "Congratulations, Paji! What a great bowling performance it was yesterday. Specifically, Sachin sir's wicket. Yeah, that the ball actually turned really sharp, and that stumping another time, because Monty Paji's first international wicket was Sachin Tendulkar. So another great moment for Paji. Um, Paji, now don't you think that England should hold you back for the T20 series?
Yeah, I think they should. Yeah, I think I can do a job in the T20s. So yeah, they should. They should. They should call me up in the squad.
Yeah, and even your captain skipper KP, he also battled really well and laid a solid base for the team. Now, Paji, coming back to the India v England series, the shortest format of the game, where England in India will actually fight for the battle of equals, because England are currently at the top spot, whereas India is just below them at the second spot. And if India actually defeats England by a margin of 4-1, they will dethrone England. But now, Paji, do you think that the context of the series is much more than about this series, because it will be a trying and testing series for both the teams, as they can figure out their 11 for the World Cup later this year, and that too in India?
Yeah, look, England India T20 series that's going to start is it's going to be a big one. It's a huge pressure on England right now because England have put all this kind of bank. They're kind of like got their best team. They've got their best T20 team. They are the world champions, and I think with the way the Test matches have went and they've rested players, there's huge pressure on England now to perform, and they have to perform. They can't have any excuses. And if they, let's say, in India, it doesn't matter if you're world champions, man. It doesn't matter if it's T20 one days, whatever it is. Every game is going to
Yeah,
be tough. And like
yeah,
yesterday, I know we're playing in the Legends game, but we had like India down 5 for 50, and they nearly won the game with six. We only won by 6 runs. It was like
yeah,
felt like it was an IPL match or something. It's unbelievable.
yeah.
The standard, the intensity of cricket that is played here, and I think that's my fear. If this England team better be ready, because if they're not, because India could easily beat them, and
Yeah.
they could be taken off guard. So Owen Morgan and this team has to be on their A game, because if they're not, then it's going to be huge pressure on the ECB to say, well, guys, you rested the test players to have a stronger T20 team, and the T20 results are not happening. What is your planning? What is your structure? Who's making these decisions, because it's not really working for English cricket.
Pali, in the recent past, there's been a comment from one of the ex-cricketers that the leadership responsibility in English cricket actually lies on Owen Morgan more than Joe Root, as what we saw about the rotation policy, as Morgan wanted all of his players to be fit and fine for the limited over series. So, how much do you agree with this, and what do you feel the change will come in English team room, as far as the leadership has changed from Joe Root to Owen Morgan in the limited over series?
Yeah, look, Owen Morgan's won the World Cup in England, so I think yeah, he gets that first president to get his best team, and this year's a big year with T20 World Cup as well. So there's players playing in the IPL. So from that point of view, I think England have decided that T20 is going to be our priority, and they are planning, to have a successful, you know, series here in India, and also they in the World Cup, they've got to obviously perform. So I feel they've put a lot of pressure on themselves, and it's like all eyes are going to be on the T20 now, and England have to. We've got to see England perform at their best, and um, if they don't, as we know, the pressure there is in cricket in India, to be honest, you can have the best team coming here. It's
Yeah,
still hard
yeah,
work. It's not easy. It's hard work in India, mate. It doesn't matter what you could have a world 11. So I
yeah,
don't know if some of the decision making has been really good. I think they could have like actually the players who are going to play in the T20 who play Test cricket actually should have played in the fourth Test match. To be honest. Do you know what I mean? So that could have led them into a nice warm up into the T20. just playing, getting familiar with conditions, just being out here, and it's I don't know, look at Johnny Bairstow, he hasn't really performed, and Jeffrey Archer's got a problem with his elbow. Ben
Yeah,
Stokes, hasn't really done much with the bat. Josh Butler's had a bit of a if anything, it could have been the other way around. The last Test match they should have given Josh Butler the Test match to play, and then he got
yeah,
nice little
yeah,
preparation. Now he's had that, so it's I just hope England haven't put themselves under pressure here. That's my only concern. That it
yeah,
appears that they put themselves under pressure, and you know they get the result and they beat India in the series. Everyone will be like, "Oh wow, what a great decision making and everything." But
yeah,
I just don't think it's. I think it's too risky. I think they've put a lot of eggs in one basket, as we say. There should have been a nice build up to it rather than go straight into T20, and they think they can just turn it on. In India, I think it's difficult, but you never know. England world champions, they could end up just proving all of us wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah. As you mentioned, former English captain Nasser Hussain also mentioned that Pant was fighting out in the ground, whereas Josh Butler was sitting out there in the hotel room. And about the Indian challenge you mentioned, so yeah, from 28 states, so many players compiled, and the best 11 plays. So it's definitely best from the best. And the IPL is also given a huge boost to T20 cricketers and in order to upbringing the talents from various cities. Paji, now talking about the squads, and you mentioned about the rotation policy. So first, for the last seven series, both India and England are unbeaten. Do you think that now this stats will actually evaporate and England will start fresh because captain has changed, and also they'll not like to take a lot of baggage of the Test series?
Well, it's that little point, isn't it? It's like you got Rishabh Pant who's playing and playing great innings, and he'll probably be better prepared in T20. And T20s is it's just a question of like what 20, 30 balls really. You get yourself going, yeah, you got a bit of run. So, I think yeah, someone like Josh Butler probably should have played in the fourth Test match. So it gives him a nice, stepping stone, and also the likes of Moeen Ali and some of the others. Just yeah, they should have said. I think where the England team have got it wrong. They should have got all the players who were in the IPL and got arrested. Said, guys, you're going to play the fourth Test match, regardless of the result, and get ready for the T20 series. And now it's Rishabh Pant is firing in the Test series. It wouldn't surprise me he does better. He could do better than Josh Butler, and that could be the simple reason is because he's played all the Test matches. He's not resting. He's going straight into T20. So
Yeah,
Josh Butler could have played as a batsman. He didn't have to play as the keeper. Some of these younger batters who are in the top lineup, why waste a spot, to see them when we, could have just played, the likes of Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow played, whatever the result, it doesn't matter, guys. We just, get some game time, go into T20. So some of the decision making has been a bit, peculiar, and there's questions. They're saying if there's people on central contracts and they're gonna play IPL, then they should subsidize you know their um their contract, the central contract. They should actually try and obviously reduce their whatever their yearly salary is because of the IPL if they're going to take priority, and they're not going to play Test cricket.
yeah, yeah. Another great point. But Paji, now coming to the English squad, as we have on our screen, Owen Morgan captaining the side, Moeen Ali, Jofra Archer, Johnny Bairstow, Sam Billings, Josh Butler, Sam Curran, Tom Curran, Chris Jordan, Liam Livingston, David Malan, Adil Rashid, Jason Roy, Ben Stokes, Topley, and Mark Wood. So how do you make of this squad, and which players will you prefer to actually include in your first 11?
Look, I think David Milan has to open the batting. He's like the best batsman in the
Yeah,
world, in my
yeah,
opinion, especially in these conditions with the new ball. He's better suited to that. So David Milan definitely opens. I think you got to play Moeen Ali. Obviously, all the IPL players, Jofra Archer, Ben Stokes, Josh Butler, Johnny Bairstow, Owen Morgan. That's like more than half the team. They all play.
yeah,
Sam Billings, another guy, plays. Great player.
yeah,
Then you got the choice of, do we have a quick one? Adil Rashid plays. You got to have Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, two spinners, 100% playing. And then you just choose. Do you say, do we have Sam Curran in there? Do we have Reece Topley with the left arm? Or do you go for the fast bowling of Mark Wood? You know, but I think in India, first T20, especially in Ahmedabad, the pitch has been turning. I think both Adil Rashid, Moeen Ali should be playing. There shouldn't be this question mark over one spinner and we're better at thing. I think both proven, you know, players. So Owen Morgan, yeah, look, you look at more than half of the team is playing in the IPL. So they
yeah.
this ought to be a good T20 series.
Uh, Jason Roy has been in a very dry form post the 2019 World Cup and without any 50 plus score in the limited overs format. So, will you prefer Jason Roy to open, or do you want Sam Billings, as you mentioned, uh, another scintillating talent? So, do you want Sam Curran to open the innings, or will you go with the David Malana and Jason Roy left-right
No,
combination?
look, David Milan and Jason Roy for me. It doesn't matter. Jason Roy, he's not the type of player where you leave out. You'd rather give him
Yeah,
4 or 5 innings, 7 innings where he fails and then he just kicks and he scores a match winning. He's in that same
yeah,
bracket as Josh Butler. You give him a few more games than actually a few less because they just the X factor players. So in my opinion, David Milan, Jason Roy, they have to open. Jason Roy, you want to keep giving him chances because he'll just fire. And once he fires, yeah, he's brilliant.
yeah. Another destructive player means he can open up the game for you in the power play. So now, if you chip in Jason Roy, then the place for Josh Butler, do you see him at number five, number four? Because number four, you can see Owen Morgan coming in. So number three and number five, because Ben Stokes, you have to also fit in Ben Stokes. So number three and number six, these are the probable spots for Josh Butler. So where do you see him bat?
Yeah, look, Josh Butler probably be at 5. I think I'll have Ben Stokes either at 6 or Johnny Bairstow could be at 3. They can mix and match with these. Josh Butler could be at 3, Johnny Bairstow. That is the top 6. You look at the top 6, right? It's David Milan, Jason Roy, Ben Stokes, Johnny Bairstow, Owen Morgan, Josh Butler, Ben Stokes. That is the
Okay,
top 6. And that
okay,
is a
okay.
solid top 6. And then you got Chris Jordan. Yeah, you got Chris Jordan as a great all rounder. Then you have the likes of even Tom Curran as an option, but
Yeah,
and then Liam Livingstone. He's another one. Moeen
Livingston.
Ali, comes in at 7. Then I reckon
Yeah,
I'll probably have Adil Rashid at Jafra Archer at 8. Adil Rashid at 9. And then 10 is probably or actually 9 is Sam Curran, Tom Curran or Sam Curran. 10 is
yeah,
uh, Adil Rashid, and last either Reece Topley or Mark Wood. So there's a huge choice here. Even Chris Jordan, whatever. So Chris Jordan, Jofra Archer, one or the other. So look, that top 6, top 7, that's a strong team. Now that is a
yeah,
strong side.
yeah. Plenty of choices. Last question before moving to the Indian squad. Your choice of cookies, the fast bowlers. Jofra Archer, a default choice. Then Chris Jordan, another default choice. But apart from these two, we'll go with the Tom Curran or Mark Wood or Topley or Sam Curran
Yeah, look,
even.
Yeah, look, there's that they can play around with that because the batting is strong, right? I think Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid definitely play. Then you go with like either Chris Jordan, you can go for Jeffrey Archer, you can just go Jeffrey Archer, and Sam Curran as well. So they've got a bit of option, to play around with that. But that is a strong team.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. coming to the Indian squad, you can see Virat Kohli there up there leading the side. Then Rohit Sharma, the vice captain. Yeah,
Yeah,
KL
so you look
Rahul,
at
Shikhar Dhawan. Yeah,
yeah,
Paji.
so look at that. We got Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma probably open the back with KL Rahul, who'll come in at 2, 3. I think, we'll have, Virat Kohli, a great batsman there. And then we've got Isha Shaya, Isha Shaya, Shekhar Dhawan
Yeah,
can actually open the back with KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, And then obviously we got Rishabh Pant, who's a great keeper. Well, great keeper, yes. So, they've got that how do we say it? I think the Indian batting lineup just looks a little bit more dangerous. The more 360 players in that team. Joss Butler, yeah, is that maybe Sam Curran a little bit, but the other guys hit more in the sort of U area.
yeah.
But you look at Kara Rahul, great player. Shekhar Dhawan does well. So yeah, this is going to be a great series. It's going to be, I think, the series is going to be between Rishabh Pant and Joss Butler.
Huge
That is going to be the
stretch.
critical part. Yeah, to me, it's going to be the keeper situation. And also, in my opinion, I think you know there's a lot of pressure on the likes of that middle order, and if that England's middle order is stronger, I would say, than India's, and if they can somehow find a way, India, to dismantle that order with the leg spin or the spinners, then yeah, there could be something like this. But I can't. I just see it being a very closely fought series. This is exactly what the whole of the world of cricket want to see: England versus
Yeah,
India in India.
yeah, definitely another scintillating battle, scintillating contest. But Paji, we saw Surya Kumar Yadav, who was waiting in the ranks for his chance, and now he's broken the door of selection to come in. So, do you see Surya Kumar Yadav playing in the first 11? Uh, Varun Chakravarti and Rahul Tewatia were there, but they failed the fitness test, so they are not the part of the squad. But specifically about Surya Kumar Yadav, the way he's been performing for the past couple of years, and now he's got the chance. So, do you
Look,
see him in
he's
the
a
11
great
or not?
player he's a great player from Mumbai Indians. He's a talented cricketer. We've seen some of these Mumbai Indians, some of the IPL players, amazing players, and that could be that surprise factor. So, I think this is what they're going to look for. I think if India score big, if India get to 180, 200, then that would be quite difficult, I think, for India to chase. So for England to chase. So I honestly believe that there is some talented young cricketers in this Indian lineup, but with Owen Morgan's captaincy and the experience that this team has, if you look at it, it's Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Shekhar Dhawan. We've got Hardik Pandya, Rishabh Pant, and then Washington
Ishan Kishan.
Sundar's in there as yeah. So it's, but I think if anything, the seam department looks a little bit weaker in the Indian batting lineup than England. But you just don't know with India. Honestly,
Yeah,
you don't know with
yeah.
India. Like yesterday, I was played that game and
Also,
I couldn't.
Paji,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yesterday's game was another game which the fans will remember for long period, because it was a game which actually went down to the wire and had that
Mm,
entertainment, had that crisp in it, and it was actually money. When you say that your money has been fully squeezed out of the game, so it was that kind of the game. But Pari, with KL Rahul, I was listening to VVS Lakshman also. He said that KL Rahul is my first choice with Rohit Sharma for the World Cup as well. So now, if we are considering the series as a practice for the World T20 later this year, then do you see KL Rahul opening with Rohit Sharma, or is there a place left for Shikhar Dhawan to open with Rohit Sharma?
Well, look, KL Rahul's form in the IPL was phenomenal for Punjab Kings, right? I will go with KL Rahul. and Rohit Sharma. There could be certain teams against certain teams you have the left-right combination. Then you maybe bring in
Yeah.
Shekhar Dhawan. But I'm sure Rohit Sharma will probably look to see what's his ideal partner. Would he want a right left-hand combination because it makes it easier for him to put the ball away? That's something they could. That's an option that obviously we all know it works so well. But I think Rahul should be given the go because he's been in such phenomenal form in the IPL.
As far as spinners are concerned, Akshar actually was in a golden run in the Test series. So Akshar and Yuzvendra Chahal are your two picks as far as the spin department is concerned.
Yeah, look, Akshar Patel plays. I think Washington Sundar, and what's his name? The other leg spinner. I think they'll probably go with three spinners.
Yuzi Chahal.
Yeah, Yuji Chahal. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so three spinners. Now coming to the weakest part, which you mentioned that the fast bowling looks a bit weak. So with T. Natarajan, Bhuvneshwar Kumar comes back in, Deepak Chahar, Navdeep Saini, a bit of young quickies. So how you see the fast bowling attack in the first game of this Indian cricket team?
Yeah, look, Natarajan will play. I can see, Bhuvnesh Kumar both will playing, and Navdeep, Sani. I think they'll go for the three quickies, and then they'll pack it up with the spinning all rounders. So yeah, that team looks, pretty good. And yeah, it's going to be. Well, it's the thing is, it's the fearlessness of this Indian batting lineup. Yeah, in England maybe you have that experience, but these players who are in this T20, they will go out to win the game. They're fearless.
Yeah.
They'll go out and win it, and that is gonna be nail biters, and it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great series.
Yeah, with the likes of Hardik Pandya, Josh Butler, Rishabh Pant, Johnny Bairstow, even Jason Roy, who can be as destructive as one could think. So with the likes of these huge hitters, Rohit Sharma, obviously. So it will be one more thing which everyone will have his eye on, that is the 6 meter, which will be ticking right through the series as the series will proceed. So thanks a lot, Paji, for joining in. Tune in every match day post the game for the analysis. Paji will be there. I'll be meeting you at the same channel. So just subscribe the channel, press the bell icon so that you are notified whenever we come live. Thanks a lot, viewers, for joining in. Goodbye, Paji.
Thank you.